Victorian names coming through. We've got our umpires, Matt Bowman, and we've got our umpires, Brad Cooper and Chris Franklin. And I might add, we welcome our fellow commentator is Jimmy Grills. He's just played his game, and here he is out here to give us a chop out. Jim, how you feeling, mate?
Yeah, going pretty good, bros. Just come out to give the great Zach Gleeson a hand.
Oh, and he's got the style too. So, Jimmy Grills, you've just seen him in action on the field. Now we've seen him in action off the field, or you hear him at least, as we ride on for the New Zealand side. Let's have to familiarise ourselves with some names.
For the New Zealand side, we will have Merentai, Gemma Murray, Beth Pika, and the impact player will be Kyla Hill. For the men's shucker, running out first, we'll have Jason White, Russell Ty, Bo Moore, and Jared Richardson will sit on the ice to start. You got the Vicks?
For the Vicks, looks like they're gonna ride on. The number 1 will be Taylor Radford. The number 2, Katie Martin. The number 3 will be Annette Radford. Looks like Kylie Jolly will spend the first chucker on the pine as we step into the men's. That'll be the number 1, Jared Martin, the number 2, Cam Templeton, and the number 3, looks like back in action. No, Corey Byers, the number 3, and back on the field will be Hamish Carlin. He'll be the impact player for the Victorian men's side. As our umpires, Chris Franklin and Brad Cooper, march them all in, read them the rights. Players walk in, tap rackets, and we're set to go to rock and roll in the first chucker of this New Zealand versus Victorian side. Over to you, Jim.
What's the Vic?
Taylor Radford.
Yep.
Katie Martin.
Yep. And Annette.
And Annette.
Radford, Martin, Annette. Righto, here we go. Chucker number 1 with Stop Franklin. Ball comes in straight out the side. Looks like it could be the Vicks to see the first of it. It's Radford. Radford, she picks it up for the Victorian shirt now. She comes around to use the umpires a bit of a decoy. She goes to pace. Daughter wide out in front. Taylor Radford takes a catch. She'll wheel into the post. Take the shot. Make that 1. Victoria bump in front.
So Annette Radford, the hard and fast game of Annette Radford, just played a lot of Polocrosse and a very hard player, I might add. Stepping around the back of Brad Cooper there, and that'll give first blood on the board for the Vicks. So in the hands of umpire Cooper on the far side of the field. Ball goes in. Annette Radford snapped it up the front. She ducked around the front. Hard press there by the number 3. Clone 1, 2. Looks up, finds the 1. Pass went out. Couldn't quite handle it though. But good enough to regather on the second attempt was Taylor Radford. As she'll do the dance with the number 3 is Beth Pika, the number 3 from New Zealand. So it's Taylor Radford in control with the ball in front of the goal post. Have a look at the horse. She goes high, way over the top. Not mucking around there. That's goal number 2, Jim.
Yeah, 2-0 early in the first. Annette Radford straight out of the blocks. And we've got time off. 2-0, chucker number 1. Victoria out in front of the Kiwis. Ball's in. It looks like Pika. Pika, she could be here first. But Radford. She's winding back the clock here. Zach Gleeson.
Yes, Annette Radford. Look at her go. She's picked that up. Copped 1 from her efforts from the New Zealand number 1. Fooked up. Found her number 1 in Taylor. The mother-daughter combination here as it's linking up extremely well. Nettie Radford really pulling one out of the bag and come out firing hot as Taylor Radford steps around Pika and puts goal number 3 on the board for the Vicks. 3 goals plays 0. The New Zealand yet to put blood on the board as Nettie Radford, she seems to have it on a string in this first chucker as we line up on the far side of the field with umpire Cooper.
Ball's in, it's out the back. Pika, New Zealand first. Touch for the day. No, who's it going to be? Oh, Murray. Murray picks it up, lays it off. Beautiful work there from the Kiwis. Now it's Pika. Pika checks up, lets the Victorian defence slide past now. Pika, she wheels into the little right-hand turn. She checks up again, but Net Radford doing a great job on the number one, Marantai. Now she finds her way down. Nice, a little bit of a trip, but she's all good. Pika now. Pika puts a pass in. No, it's fallen out the back of the racket, but Murray, she can mop up again. Whistle, whistle, whistle.
So umpire Franklin pulled up, I think Victoria might have been done for turning in front of traffic, but it's the number one from New Zealand in Marantai, sorry. She gathered the bounce, but went out for that angle shot and steered her wide. So that means the number 3 from Victoria and Net Radford, she'll bring the ball out from where umpire Franklin marks the spot. He says she's got first call, clear the field, coming through, pass went out, found its way in the number 2 from Victoria, no, the number 1 for Victoria in Taylor Radford. Radford now, nice bit of cover work there offered by number 2 in Katie Martin, makes it a one-on-one contest, and Net Radford trying to make it through, forced over the sideline by the New Zealand defence. She threw it back in, but it was picked up there by Marantai. Then this number 1 for New Zealand, got the 30-yard line, bounce, trapped. Nice work there by the number 1 from New Zealand. That'll give them first blood on the board. She wasn't missing that one at all.
Three plays one, Victoria. Waiting on the threes, ball comes in, it's out the back, it'll be Pika again. Pika picks up now. The Kiwis really warming into this chucker late stages now. Pika, she moves down the sideline, comes inside, looks to put the pass into Marantai. Tai takes a big hit there from Radford now. She'll turn around, she'll line them up, comes across the top of the D, backhand shot, off the top. No, she's missed.
So steering it wide, which is unlucky. That's 2 she's missed now. She really needs to make sure of her opportunities when she's got it. It's the number 1 from New Zealand. The pass went out for the Vics. Talking about making the most of opportunities. She seems to go better Marantai when she's missed one. She comes out of the blocks, picks it up, bounce, traps. No, couldn't handle it. Rackets tangled up there between Radford and Ty. And looks like the number 1 from New Zealand lost her racket, so she's got a certain amount of time to keep the number 3, Annette Radford, off the ball as the whistle has been blown by umpire Brad Cooper. And therefore, I do believe the ball will be thrown in to both players as the number 1 from New Zealand jumps off and grabs her racket. It'll be a line-up between the 1 and the 3, Annette Radford and Marantai in the goal-scoring area for the New Zealand side.
Here we go. Time. So that's it for the first chucker. We've got a scoreline that reached 3 plays 1 in favour of Victoria. And we'll move into the second chucker with the New Zealand men coming out with Jason White, Russell Ty, Beau Moore. And Beau Moore will be riding Snake, Russell Ty, Shifty, and Jason White on Kate. And on the bench will be Jared Richardson riding Milo.
So the New Zealand men here, Jimmy, not mucking around. They're out here to play as we welcome to the field, making their way out. I think the number 1 was Jared Martin, the number 2, Cam Templeton, the number 3, Corey Byes. This combination of Martin and Byes will be impressive. It'll be certainly one to watch. But so I've heard the New Zealand men's side, this is the best men's they've had in a long time, and I'm keen to see what these guys have got to show. Here, Jimmy, as we await the second chucker of this second test match between the Victorians and the New Zealand.
Yeah, Zach, we've got some top-class men players out here and all like to move the ball around, so we'll have some action-packed polocrosse. Looks like we've got Jared Martin to the front. Slick little twirly twirl of the racket we'll see from Martin. Ball comes in straight out the back. Oh, Buys wearing the number 1 shirt. Looks at the back door. He checks up. He says, we'll make sure of this one. Get the first one on the board. And Corey Buys now. He's got a bit of pace up now. He comes down. The pass will come into Martin. Great pass there from Buys to Martin. And Martin, he'll check the pony up right inside the back line. He's got to find the way around the defence of the ex-Queenslander, Bowmore, Martin, Moore. We've heard that combination against each other before. Twirly, twirly, goalie, goal. Make that 4 plays 1.
Yes, and the combination between Martin and Buys. What a pass and what a take. And the fancy footwork of Jay Martin, able to step around that opposing number 3 in Bowmore, which, as Jimmy just said, allowed goal number 4. As As time on's called once again by umpire Brad Cooper. Corey Buys just going and grabbing a number. He sticks that number 3 on his back. So we line back up on the far side of the field with umpire Brad Cooper. The 1s, the 2s, the 3s. Not quite there yet. And starter's hands. Set. Ball's gone in. It bounced off the 1s. Jared Martin, the number 1 for Vicks. He plucked up with it. In come the New Zealand defence. Looked up. Found Templeton. Templeton drops the hammer now. Looks up. Puts it over the top. Steps around Bowmore as it'll fall into Martin. Martin fires one through. Set out on the post. Not too many people can do that. But he puts it through. Bowmore couldn't quite grab it. Martin throws a South African of his own. Says we are watching that one. Jimmy Grills.
Well, we just saw the class of these Victorians. Little pop pass back to Templeton. Templeton weighted it right to the racket of Martin. He misfired, then had the confidence to go bang again. And it's 5-1, Victoria in front. Moore now, Bowmore, he comes in. Oh, can't pick it up, but that man, Martin picks it up. Bouncy trap, goal, 6-1.
So this men's level of polocrosse, that's hard and fast. And I tell you what, that man, Jared Martin, right there at the right place at the right time, coming through, cleaning up the scraps. And these New Zealand fellas looking to put the first one on the board for their chucker as the ball goes in. Cam Templeton, he plucked that one out. Dropped the hammer now. Looks up, finds his one, riding shotgun in the hot sun. And the Victorian men's, they've really got this one happening, Jimmy.
Yes. The Vicks, they've come out hot this morning. We've got some great horses in the Vic Chucker. Corey Buys, especially at the back. New Zealanders just finding their way on the pony. We'll get them a ball here. Bowmore at the back. It's out the side. Russell tight. Jason White picks up, flicks it back, forward, but it's that man in Buys. Buys will pick it up. No, he leaves on the ground. Oh, and Martin White, no, he's left on the deck as well. Moore now. Bowmore, that's a man who won't leave it behind. Oh, no. It looks like it'll be Corey Buys. Third time lucky for Buys. He gets it now. The slick little pass, a little layoff again. Oh, big, no. Templeton, he had me fooled. Now Cam Templeton checks it up. Number 2 shirt for Victoria. He's going to go the pace. He ducks straight through the defence of the New Zealanders now. Templeton comes down. The pass will go into Martin. Oh, there's a few racket problems out here, Gleeson.
Well, I'll tell you what, these fellas, they need to make their way over to see Graham Bennett. We've got some serious racket issues going on here, coming from everywhere. As we find ourselves with the number 1 for Victoria, Jared Martin. He takes a 10-yard throw. Deals with the number 3 in Bowmore once again. Looks to take on the stick. 1, 2, 3. Bowmore, he gave it his all. But Martin too good as he put it straight through the uprights. And I'll tell you what, those mistakes that were made earlier on, Jimmy, just can't happen in this level of polocrosse.
No, that's right, Zach. It's very costly to have the ball going back and forward, but That's just the pressure that these players can put on each other. If you aren't seeing mistakes, there's not enough pressure around the ball. Here we go, ball's in. And we've got a whistle from umpire Franklin. Oh, free throw, New Zealand. We could see the first blood for the men's chucker here. Who's going to take it? It's that man, Beaumore. Now Morey lays it off to number 2, the little flick back pass. Oh, the 1-2. Like clockwork from the Kiwis there. Here we go, the pass is coming in. Oh, the lob pass. Oh, it's on the ground. Who's it going to be? Looks like that man in Byes. And Corey Byes, no, he's left on the ground as well. Now Byes, he picks up for the Victorians. Now he's going to give it a bit of pace. Big hit there from Jason White. But Corey still doing the better. Byes puts it down now. He's going to go the little flick pass over to Templeton. Oh, here we go. Templeton now comes down to Martin. He checks a little pony up, the little pass, the lob pass. No, we'll pull around, we'll go again. Beaumore, look at the work he's doing on Jared Martin, but he finds a bit of open pasture. 1, 2, overhand, bang, go.
7-1. So nice job there by the Victorians. The New Zealand fellas just can't quite get a break here. Jason White had another one brought out him in Corey's Byes. These New Zealand fellas really need to work it out and work the combination. They need to get on top of these Victorian fellas, otherwise they're going to run away from them. The combination of these Vic boys, they've got it worked out. They've played together before. Scorers end of the field, bounce off the ones. Here they go now. The number 2 from New Zealand in Russell. Russell Todd put the pass out to number 3, Beaumore. Moore lays the racket back, playing in the sunnies, but too little too late. Unlucky for the New Zealand men. That's the end of the second chucker. The end to the scoreline of 7-1, I think, was it? 9 goals plays 1 in favour of the Vics and the onslaught of the Victorians. The New Zealanders will be going back to the drawing board. They've still got another 4 chuckers to work out a plan. But I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, these people out here, they make this look extremely easy. I can assure you it is not. I've had a crack at playing this sport, and the way these guys pick up that ball and throw it around, they make it look so easy. But until you get on a horse and try to coordinate both your horse and your racket skills to get to this level that they're playing at is quite amazing. As we welcome back to the field. Have we had a change? No. Yeah, Kyla Hill front. We welcome back to the field, riding on for the ladies.
We'll have the impact player, Kyla Hill. She'll go to the front. Merrin Ty, she'll go into the middle. And it looks like Beth Pica, she'll go to the back and she'll change her pony. So what we'll have, we will have Kyla Hill on Annie. Yeah, Kyla Hill at front. And we've had a change to the Victorians as well. So we've got Kylie Joy will just bump into the middle. Yeah. She'll go to the middle. We'll leave the mother-daughter combination front and back. And why wouldn't you? A big first chucker from the Radfords. Let's see what our impact player in Kyla Hill can do. Here we go. Umpire Franklin, ball goes in. Oh, at the back. You know what it is. It's Radford, but Beth Pica. You're not getting out of here very easy. Whistle. What's the horse Marin's on? Lucy. So here we go. Radford puts it out. She picks up. A little bit of a sideways bounce. She's good enough to gather. Radford looking for number 8. Taylor Radford. A little left and right. Ducks in behind. Takes the shot. Make that 8.
So the fancy footwork of the number 1, Taylor Radford, puts it at a scoreline. 10 goals plays 1. Far side of the field, umpire Cooper. Victoria versus New Zealand. The New Zealand number 2 in Gemma Murray.
No, Marin Ty.
Marintai, sorry. So the New Zealand number 2 running into some traffic there, and looks like the ball has gone in the direction of the goal scoring number 1 for the Kiwis. And will be Kayla Hill. On the Bayos, umpire Cooper says from the spot, takes the 10-yard throw, got an unkind bounce. She's good enough to regather though. Turns around into goals, flicks it through. Flags waved, all clear down there by the goal waiver in Harrison Vines. Looking a bit better than last time I seen him. And that'll be goal number 2 to the Kiwis. Scorers end of the field now. Right here in front of them, we line them up, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, they're all there. Umpire Franklin puts it in, but we're not quite happy. We got a whistle on play with umpire Brad Cooper. He says line them up once again, and he'll throw it into all 6 players.
Righto, here we go. Hill's out the Kiwi side. No, now it's out the Vic side. Who's it going to be? Oh, Hill. Oh, what a pick-up. No, she's left it on the ground. But that girl in Marintai, she picks it up. The Kiwi number 2. Marintai riding Lissy, the Simmons horse. Here we go. Where are we going to go? This is Marintai. Looks to put the little pass off. 1, 2. Oh, what about the take from Radford? How did she do that? Taylor Radford, the Victorian number 1. She takes the catch now. Beth Pika, she'll mark up hard. But Taylor Radford, she goes to pace. She comes in behind, hard pressed there by the number 2, Marintai. But Radford still doing the better. She'll blow past 1. The little lob pass over to Mum. She couldn't handle it. Now Annette Radford.
Nettie Radford, she didn't want it either. They left it on the ground. It'll sit there for the number 3 for New Zealand in Pika. She comes up with it, looks for the number 1 in Hill, passes on now, plenty of pace, the high Hail Mary pass went out, couldn't quite get there though. It'll sit in front of Hill, yes it will. Hill, yes it will, unloaded, had to put a throw back in the area. Goal scoring area, danger zone for the Vicks, where it's the number 1, Kayla Hill, come on, pick it up, she doesn't want it, she's left it on the ground. Nettie Radford, no, the 1 for Hill, the Kiwis, come up with it, and that'll put goal number 4 on the board. 3 on the board for the Kiwis. So, bit of a scrap fest there for a bit. The ball was on the ground more time than it was in a racket, but the Kiwis managed to come up with it. And that's goal number 3 as we're on the far side of the field with umpire Cooper. Ball went in, bounced off the 1s, on the ground once again. These girls, they all want it more than the other. It's fallen out. It'll be the number 3 for the Blacks in Pika. The number 3 in the racket, in control. Sets her pony in the light, looking for the link up with the number 1 in Hill. Pass goes out. Yes, it does. Is that number 1 Hill? No, we haven't. We've got a whistle on play by that umpire in the black and white shirt in Brad Cooper. He's called carried over the 30-yard line. So therefore the number 3 in Annette Radford, she'll take the pass. Puts the throw pass out to her daughter in the number 1 in Taylor Radford. Look at the pony work. Oh, the little pony's got his ears pricked. Heads for that goal. You can see him. She's got to get around her number 3 in Pika. But it's still Taylor Radford, 30-yard line. Under pressure. Got an unkind bounce. Ball's gone groundward. Pika, Radford. No one wanted it. The sideline will get him, I think, as we await the call from umpire Chris Franklin.
Here we go. Umpire Franklin puts it in. It's out the back. It looks like it could be that number 1 in Radford. Around the rim. Picks it up. Big hit there from Pika. Goal time, Victoria.
What's that one? Hey, Hammy, what's the score? Sorry? 11 goals, plays 3. So the New Zealanders, they really need to work it out to pull themselves back in this game. 11 goals, plays 3. Where's the support from the New Zealanders? They need to back them, get behind them. The ball goes in, bounce off the 3s. It'll be out the back.
Yeah, it's out the back. Oh, Pika had it, lost it. Ty, she doesn't leave many behind, but she's left this on the deck. Hill, who's it going to be? Oh, Radford, head down, bum up. She comes up with the ball. She looks to lay it off to Radford. Number 3, Radford, that is. But Taylor Radford still doing the better. Now the Kiwis. Whistle, time. And a great chugger from the ladies there. Martin stays at the front and Byes at the back.
Yes, and Templeton, not known for running hot at all, does his time on the pine. As we await to get underway for the fourth chukker in this test match between the Victorian twos and the New Zealand men's. Is it yours? Going on, mate?
Any shoes thrown off here?
No, I didn't see any.
No?
Well played.
There's your hand,
Bad luck.
Yeah, you got me. Lost my racket and everything. No. I seen you miss off. Here we go.
I know, it's fucking slipped and then you just pick it up.
Oh, he's like... Fucking Lance quick with Pearl in there, ain't he?
I didn't mean to get you.
No, yeah.
I just saw that. Come on, get it. Here we go, chucker number 2, the big JR. He arrives on the scene, balls it. Oh, welcome to Victoria. JR takes a pluck straight up front. He runs down the sideline. Big hit there from Byes. Goal time, New Zealand.
Well, you called it early, Jimmy. He's called the change at the end of that last chucker. Jimmy just said to me, he goes, I reckon Jared Richardson, he'll come up the front and deliver, and that's exactly what he's done. Great start to the top of the fourth. It's Corey Byes coming in hot, but Richardson too good. 4 goals plays 11. Ball goes in, bounce off the ones. Look at the man Richardson. Better fancy racket work, I might add, as he's the man, the one in control. Bo Moore take Carlin out of the equation, makes it a one-on-one contest, as does his number 3 in Russell Ty. But it's the number 1, Richardson. 1, 2, 3. Warn him off Martin. Bounce over the 30-yard line. Oh, went to South African, but Corey Byes was right there and says, not today, son. And he blocked it, and that'll be Byes' ball, the number 3 for Victoria.
So Corey Byes, he was over at the high goal in South Africa early in the year, so he's defended a few of them. So Jared Richardson, he's going to have his wits about him, but Byes now. Byes, ball in hand, she moved down the field. He lets a little pony have its head. Martin there. Oh, a shotgun pass straight through the racket of Martin. And it will be Russell Ty ball at the back line.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there with the Vic men's, but didn't come off. And like I said earlier, those mistakes, they certainly cost you at this level of the competition, as Russell Ty, the number 3 for New Zealand, in control. He dances around the number 1, Jared Martin. Pass went out to Richardson, the number 1. Hard press, forced over that sideline. Dummied it back into centre field. Will it sit there for Russell Ty? No, it won't. Who's got right away? It looks like it's Hamish Carlin. He gives it a crack. Ty could have rode in there, but he gave him the crack. But ball, it's that man, Hamish Carlin, looks up, finds Martin, clicks the stick, pass went out. Martin in control, the goal scorer for the Vics, the number 1, the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Martin, out in front, sells some candy, lies under the front. There it is, goal number 12 for the Vics. So a bit of confusion there. Bit of confusion there by the New Zealand side. Once they worked that out, it'd be all right. Richardson is forced over the sideline, had to put the Hail Mary pass into centre field, and the Vics just able to capitalise on that. Things just didn't quite go their way. As we're midway through the fourth chukker, umpire Cooper orders the threes to straighten up as we line up with umpire Chris Franklin. Throws it in, it's gone out the back. It'll sit there for the man Byes. No, it won't. Moore, Bo Moore, the number 2, looks up, finds Richardson out in front. Pass didn't quite come off, spoiled. Who will it be? Russell Ty. And I think the infringement might be on the Victorian number 3 in Corey Byes there. He got done for loitering on the other side of his opponent's horse, which is very much so frowned upon in this game of Polocrosse, as a free goal has been awarded in favour of New Zealand, which will push the scoreline out to 5 goals, plays 12. So 5-12 is the official score. As we line up far side of the field, ball's gone in, buys, get unseated, which will sit there for the 2, Carlin, no it won't, the 2, Bowmore from the Blacks. Put the Hail Mary pass out, probably didn't need to do that, but it's Richardson, the number 1 for the Blacks. They're 5 on the board, looking to make it 6. As Jared Richardson in control, the goal scorer for number 1, does the dance once again with Corey Byes. Looking to suck Byes in for a swing, couldn't quite get it. Looks to go high over the top, straight through the uprights, and flags go up, all clear. 6 goals, plays 12 in favour of the Vics. So as we line up, once again, scorer's end of the field. Umpire Franklin puts it in. The 2's got a racket to it. It bounced, it stayed in centre field, but the horses have flicked her off this side. And that umpire in Franklin will line them up to all 6 players right in front of the commentator. If you're not out there watching this one, you should be, because you're seeing some fantastic polocrosse as Russell Ty plucked one out. What the Blacks needed. He looks out, puts the Hail Mary pass to Richardson. Pass went out, bounce, trap, shoots. And the All Blacks are coming through. 7 goals, plays 12, 13. So 7 goals, plays 12. We've got a 5-goal lead to the Vics, which I dare say the All Blacks might have, I think they might be getting on top of the Vics in this one. They're really starting to get a roll on. As that man, Richardson, he's come out firing off the blocks. Couldn't quite handle that one. And that'll set for the number 1 in Jared Martin. Wheels his pony around, gets him going, looks out in front. He's out in front, all on his own, just like Darren Weir in the courtroom. Bounce, traps, shoots. There it is, the 12 goes around and the flags go up, which will push them out to 14 goals. So that's a 14 goals, play 7 in favour of the Vic men's, and that's the end of the 4th chukker in the Victoria versus New Zealand test match. As we welcome back to the field, the women's section for the New Zealand side and Victorian side. As the Aussie girls, the Australian girls I should say, they sit on the sideline and watch, and I'm here with a couple of them right now, Lauren Silito and Lucy Grills. Lauren, how are you going today?
Not too bad, mate.
How'd you pull up after your first game this morning?
Oh, a little bit stiff, but we have good support staff back at camp, so feeling pretty good now.
Good pit crew. That's what we like to hear, the support that comes in for the players out there as they do their bit out in the field. We'll see Lauren and the girls in action a little bit later on. But here on the Olympus Horse Feeds field, we ride on, I think we've had a change. We've got the number 1 is still Taylor Radford, the number 2 will be Kylie Jolly, and the number 3 will be Katie Martin. I was nearly going to call her Katie Jolly for a bit there. But no, she is taken by the fantastic man Jay Mart. He was playing in the number 1 position. So it's Katie Martin out the back for the Vics. We got a one from the. Yeah. As we ride on. Okay, the girls sucker. For the New Zealand girls, Kayla Hill, Gemma Murray, and the number 3, Beth Peaker here on the main field, the blue field. This competition between New Zealand and the Victorians. Pass picked up there by the Blacks. You've seen the pass. What a ripper pass it was. I think it was the number 2 in Gemma Murray. Put the pass out to Kayla Hill on the grey pony. 30-yard line. Bounce, traps, forced into the corner. Had to flick it back in. It'll sit there for Katie Martin. Not one. It'll be Hill, Martin. Who wants it more? It's sitting there underneath. Sit. It looks like it's going to be a Kiwi racket. Yes, it was, but unfortunately for Hill there, a very unfortunate event. She picked the ball up and it was forced over the centre line of her horse. So therefore, the number 3 for Victoria in Katie Martin. She'll take the ball from the spot where umpire Chris Franklin says, he says she's got first call, 10 yards away. Play on. Martin takes a 10-yard throw, does so nicely. The bounce comes up. Now she's just got to work her way out in the area. Waits for her opportunity. Exit lane's coming up. Looks up, finds Taylor Radford on a good lead. Couldn't quite handle the pass though. Couldn't get it on the second or third attempt, but it's the number 1 for the Kiwis. Kayla Hill, she can see it. She looks up, and finds Katie Martin. Taken out of the Parisian wife, Peaker. Bounce went down, couldn't handle it though. And it'll be Katie Martin in control once again. A little bit too much pace for the number 1 for the New Zealand side in Hill. And as a result, it's the number 3 for Victoria in Katie Martin. Martin in control now. Looks to look over the 30-yard line. Does so. Bounce. Couldn't get a kind bounce though. Yes, she does. Got it on the second attempt. Cops some stick. 1. Can Hill get another one on her? Hard pressed. Martin. She's got the Kiwi defence all around her. They're all over her. The All Blacks. She's thrown it away. Been unloaded. It'll sit there for the number 2 in Victoria in Kylie Jolly. But a whistle on play. And I do believe the number 2, Kylie Jolly, has been pulled up for turning in front of traffic. So a bit of time off. I'll get it. So a bit of time off as we just grab a horseshoe. So a horseshoe's just been collected off the field. Elliot Davis, come see me. You might be, this might be yours. Time on's been called. So this will be a New Zealand ball, courtesy of a turn in front of traffic by the Victorian number 2, Kylie Jolly, where the 10-yard throw was taken by Kayla Hill. Kayla Hill dances around the number 3, Martin, and that'll put another one through the uprights for the New Zealand side, which gives us an official scoreline. 8 goals, plays 13. New Zealand managed to pull another one back. 8 goals, plays 13 in favour of the Victorians. Can the New Zealand rally? Time off called by umpire Brad Cooper. He's not happy with something. And I think it might have something to do with the number 2 for New Zealand. Her horse might have just need some attention down there. As horses are a number 1 priority in this sport, as well as horse and rider safety on its own. Obviously, without the horses, you can't play the great game that everyone loves so much. So I'd say the pit crew down there just adjusting some gear. The New Zealand pit crew. As everyone's, like I said earlier on with Charlie Brooks, all these horses that the New Zealand people are playing on, they're obviously not their horses, they are borrowed horses, as well as the Australian members. As are all the horses in the World Cup pool. So all the members from all over the world will be playing on borrowed horses throughout Australia, all the way from Victoria. Some might even be from Perth, Queensland, New South Wales and South Australia. So it looked like we've sorted out the gear problem on the chestnut pony of Gemma Murray's. So we're in the 5th chukker in this New Zealand versus Victorian game, midway through the 5th chukker, I might add. As we roll through, the ball's gone out the back. It'll be Pika, the number 3 for the All Blacks. As a Pika, the number 3, she picks it up. Real drives around the outside, looks for a number 1 in Hill. Pass went out, and nice work there by the New Zealand side. The flags go up. They're waved all clear. 9 goals, plays 13. And I tell you what, we might have a ball game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. It's as easy as that. That number 3 for New Zealand, Pika, swooping out the back, picking that ball up, heading to that 30-yard line and looked up and found that number 1 on the grey pony, Kayla Hill, right there out in front like a good one should be. Cheers, Lugie Losberg. And that'll put goal number 9 on the board. Ball goes in. It's gone out the back. It'll sit there for Martin. Yes, no. It'll sit there for the 2s. Neither of them wanted it. But umpire Brad Cooper, he was right there on the scene of the crime. And he's called it a New Zealand ball, courtesy of a Victorian racket that went underneath the opposition's horse and might have had some racket attention there. So just what the Kiwis needed at this point in the game. We're in the 5th chukker. It'll be the late stages of the 5th chukker, I might add. It'll be the number 1 in Kayla Hill, the goal scorer for New Zealand. 9 goals, plays 13. They're 4 goals down, looking to make it 3. Ball bounce comes up nicely, and it's Hill, accepts on the offside. Looks to drive around the front of Katie Martin. But it's Hill on the grey pony, ducks left, looks to side flick coming through. Flags go up, and that's why they're these level of competition that you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen. They don't miss those ones too often. 10 goals, plays 13. Far side of the field with umpire Brad Cooper. Ball's gone in. It might have bounced off the 1's rackets, but it's gone way up. And Katie Martin, 1, 2, 3. But we have a whistle on play by umpire Chris Franklin. Free goal has been awarded in favour of the Blues, courtesy of a wild swing by that number 3 in Pika. So that pushes the margin out to back to 4 goals, not what the New Zealanders want. They can't afford to be giving away free goals at this point in the game. They've had a pretty good chukker. They've pulled themselves back. They're out to 8-goal margin at one stage. They're back to 4. They're still in it. As Chris Franklin, still not happy with it, sends the 1s back. And that's time, ladies and gentlemen. So put your hands together unless you see him in a playoff. That's the last time you'll see him. Riding on for the Vicks, it was Taylor Radford. It was Kylie Jolly and Katie Martin. And I do believe it was... Who was our other for the Vicks? Who was our other player for the Vicks?
Did you organise for them to bring it?
Thanks. Oh, and Annette Radford. How could I forget Annette? For the New Zealand side, it was Kayla Hill, Gemma Murray, and Beth Pika, with Marin Ty was on the impact player in that last chukker. So as I said, they were 4 goals down. I've got one here. 6 chukker. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Good on you. Good luck. Well, as the mercury starts to heat up here in Ballarat, you don't see it too often, but it's happening here today. And things are also heating up on this Olympus horse feed field, the blue field, the main field, where we're witnessing a test match between Victoria and New Zealand. And it's come down to the last chukker. There's 4 goals in it. The New Zealanders, they trail by 4 goals as we welcome back to the field Jared Richardson staying up front, Russell Ty and Beau Moore. With Jason White, he'll stay on the pine for the last as we welcome back to the Victorian men's. Trying to uphold their lead and extend it out. We're going to line up the number 1, Hamish Carlin, the number 2, Cam Templeton, and the number 3, Corey Bice. Our umpires, Brad Cooper and Chris Franklin, ready to rock and roll and kick her off. They're going to bounce the ball at the top of the 6 in this test match here at Ballarat 2019. Ball's gone in, bounced off the 2s. It's gone down the Victorian side. Cam Templeton, that Gutner number 2, right in there. He's got the All Blacks all around him, and they've got him on this time. We'll just wait the call from umpire Chris Franklin. Awaiting the call from umpire Chris Franklin. Cam Templeton had it all thrown at him, and umpire Chris Franklin has called a wild swing courtesy of a racket of Jared Richardson. So that's a free goal to the Vics. That'll push him out in front by 5 goals. Handy, nice bit of work there at the top of the 6, I tell you. So Cam Templeton, nice work there. The New Zealand side can't afford to be giving those free goals away. That could cost them. As we line them up, far side of the field, ball's gone in. Looks like it's snapped up the front there by Richardson. Good eyes on the young fella. Bounce, traps, South African throw. That'll push him back to 4 goals. Nice work there by the number 1 from the All Blacks in Richardson. So Jared Richardson, sorry mate. Jason White, the impact player. It's Jared Richardson. Pluck that one out the front, looking to make it another one. There's time off called. As we just put a bell boot back on.
PMD, 9/2 with bell boots on the plaited tail and still there.
Hold on.
Hang on a sec. No,
Dirty. Okay, so we've sorted our ponies out. Bell boots on. Bandages are right. The 1s are there, the 2s are there, the names are right. So is the lineup. Ball goes in, bounces off the 2s. It's that man in Russell Ty. Heeks looks up, spots his man in Jared Richardson. Out in front, all on his own. And he puts a 10-yard throw out of himself. Got an unkind bounce, but he's got all the time in the world as he steps at the top of the D and pops it through. Nice work there by that number 2 in Russell Ty. Those 2s, they can do so much work in the guts, as you just found out. You've seen Cam Templeton do it earlier on. You've seen Russell Ty do it just then. The game can be won and lost in the guts. There's 3 goals in it. Vics are leading by 3. As we line up, far side of the field, umpire Cooper. Not happy with the lineup. Still not happy. 1s, 2s, 3s, there they are. Ball's gone out the back. Bounce on the 3s. It's sat there. It'll set there for the number 1 for the Vics in Hamish Carlin. Whoa, he swears that one. Lets it fly by. And it's that man Carlin. Works his way down to the goal scoring area. Bounce, traps, yes. Sets up now. Looks to step around the number 3, Bowmore. It's Hamish Carlin. Ducks left, shimmies right. Looks to take on the wood. But Bowmore had it cocked. He had it in the barrel, sitting there waiting. Didn't let it go. Let that one go, though. And we got a whistle on play as these South African throws are flying left, right and centre. And that'll push the Vics back out in front by 4 goals. The scoreline, that will read 16 goals plays 12. Midway through the 6th chukker. So the Victorians pulled one back to extend the lead. Ball's gone on the ground. Richardson, Carlin, who wants it? Whistle on play by umpire Brad Cooper. He spotted an infringement. Hamish Carlin done for loitering on the other side of his horse, which reached over. You can't do that. They're going to march them all up to the 30-yard line, where it'll be the number 1 in Jared Richardson. He'll do the battle with Corey Byes down there once again. So New Zealand trailing by 4. It's in safe hands with this man Richardson. No, it's not. Corey Byes snuck through, stole that one off him, but umpire said, no, you didn't give him first crack. He didn't have first opportunity at the ball. So Richardson will go to the top of the D, all on his own, and he'll put it through the sticks, which will push him back to 3 goals. 13 goals plays 16. 9 seconds of the last chukker. Vic's in front by 3. New Zealand need a quick one. Richardson, will he get a snap? No, he won't. The 3s. It's falling out New Zealand side. Carlin, he can see it. Picks it up. He must be close to that sideline as umpire Brad Cooper. He was right there on the scene of the crime. And he'll pull it back to be a New Zealand ball where Jared Richardson will take it. Now, they had a bit of pace on here, I reckon. 30-yard line. He gets that little bay horse going. Hard press there. In come the Victorian defence. 1-2 back to he's number 2 in Russell Ty, sorry. It's Russell Ty in control, looking to link up with Richardson. Pass, terrible pass it was, and a costly pass that may have been as the ball fell out over the sideline. And that will be Victorian number 3, Corey Byes, will take it from the back line. And I'd imagine that Corey Byes, being in front by 3 goals, you'd think he'd be in no hurry at all as he lays the racket back, steps around Richardson. No, he's going to go for it. They're going to go the win. The Victorians he hasn't pulled up the reins as he steps into the All Black defence, looks up, finds Templeton all on his own. Pass went out. Carlin tangled up there with Beau Moore. Pass went out. Shocking pass it was too, as Beau Moore sat there and said, thank you very much. And he put that ball out of the area. Only got one man to contend with. Pony doesn't want the bell boot, but Richardson does. Pass went out, and there it is. That'll put them 2-goal lead to Victorian. The All Blacks, they trail by 2 goals, and we have time off called there by umpire Cooper as we reassess and just fix a couple of bell boots. But there can't be much time left, ladies and gentlemen. The last chukker of this international game between Victoria and New Zealand. It's really come down to the crunch. There's only 2 goals in it after that last one. And the seconds would have to be ticking away. I'm not sure how many's left. But we have the Vics in front by 2. So the All Blacks, game plan, not that complicated. Get the ball, shoot goal, fast as they can. They only need 2 to make it a tie, and then they put them onto the women's. There can't be much time left. The Victorians, get ball, get possession, steady her up. As you've seen at this level of the comp, mistakes like free goals and bad passes, they can't happen for them. They're just too costly. The New Zealand Blacks, they've pulled themselves back into this game. Time on call by umpire Cooper. Richardson. No, it wasn't. It was Carlin. He came up with it, put the Hail Mary pass out to Templeton, and it'll be Cam Templeton in control. The number 2 for Victoria. And it looks like she's in safe hands as the number 2 for Victoria, Cam Templeton, and the Blues. Wait for his number 1 in Carlin to get into position. And the pass went out. Popped it, nice little soft one into Hamish Carlin there. Carlin drives around the front. No, he slipped out the back of his racket. Looks like he needs to go and see that man, Graham Bennett, a little bit later on. But he'll be have a chance after this game, which is right now, ladies and gentlemen. So put your hands together. The run-out winners with an end scoreline that reads 16-14. Run-out winners to Victoria. For the New Zealand men's, it was Jared Richardson, Russell Ty and Beau Moore with Jason White on the pine. And for the Victorians, it was Hamish Carlin, Cam Templeton and Corey Byes with Jared Martin doing his time on the pine. It was Victoria by 2 goals.